primary ignition.
Welcome to Unlimited Power. My name is D-Rod, and today we're going to be talking about my experience at the Portland Planetary Qualifier that happened just this past weekend, Saturday, October 26, 2024. Now, this is the Season 0 qualifier, and we are approaching the next set, starting with pre-release on Friday, November 1st, going into the release of Twilight of the Republic on Friday, November 8th. From there, the tournament structures will change, and we'll be seeing, hopefully, a lot more qualifiers around the country and in other places of the world. But let's talk about what my experience was here in Portland. Now, I am a local Portland player. I love all of our stores. We have over 10 plus stores, not only carrying this product, but running events in the area. Um, and you cannot go one day without having an event you can attend for Star Wars Unlimited. So when tickets went on sale, we knew it was going to be kind of first come, first serve. Let's get in there. Want to make sure that we're representing the community well. And it was just a great time. So it was hosted by one of our largest and oldest stores in the area, Guardian Games. Guardian Games is one of my favorite places to play, and one of the first places I started playing at when I moved in this area over 10 years ago. They did great at this event, and I had no doubt that they would. Guardian Games is known for putting on large events for Magic, Flesh and Blood, Pokemon, and other things here in the city. Located right in the heart of Portland, this is the place to visit if you're ever in town, just to come check it out. They're a premium store, if you're familiar with that, for Magic players. So that means they definitely have to keep a lot of things up to par as far as their whole layout and what they want to provide to players, and having very clear rules and having effective staff. And Guardian Games has always done well at this. So I have to always give a shout out to the staff there running the event, making sure everything was taken care of. We took over two of their play spaces there in the back, and it was great. From the overall perspective of how they ran the event, I was very happy. We got emails 2 days before letting us know what to expect, what we knew we needed to bring. We showed up, and the prize structure was really good, going down to 32 players. And Guardian Games even went above and beyond to make sure that not only were people getting a lot of good prizes with boxes on the line, store credit, they made sure every player received a custom Boba playmat. And the Boba playmat was actually the art of Boba Leader from set 2. And I thought that was really neat. So they must have gotten the permissions there to use it. So everyone who came in got a stitched Boba playmat as the leader from 2. So the hero Boba. Not the Boba that everyone wants banned, obviously. So I thought that was really neat. It was great to kind of get that. And again, the service there they provided, they communicated everything well. They let everyone know how to sign up for melee.gg. It was a 7-round event, no breaks, jumping into the top 8 there. And overall, again, hosted very well. They did have a Star Wars Unlimited judge, less judges than what they had for Dallas to PQ, if you haven't seen the video I did for that. But overall, the event was ran very well. There weren't too many instances. We didn't have to repair at all. Everyone just did a great job at making sure everything was provided for the players and keeping things moving quickly. Deck checks were happening pretty often. I had another deck check on me. I cannot recall if there was an issue with my deck because it wasn't as clear as it was when checked at the Dallas PQ. But overall, it was a great event, and I cannot stress enough how great Guardian Games is here in the area. Now, it was also cool just to have a lot of people not only focusing on streaming this event. If you're unfamiliar with that, there was a big stream led by Late Night Gaming, Bucketheads, Take the Initiative, and a couple other collaborators. And it was always fun when we get to meet for these big events because there are also more content creators there. Some of my favorites are being Rebel Trader over at Take the Initiative, or having Parker and his co-host Ned from the Force Unlimited. If you're unfamiliar with the Force Unlimited, that's one of the sites or podcasts I recommend listening to if you really love listening to a lot of stats and statistical discussions. You can see there that Parker and Ned, that's kind of their thing, as Ned is listed there as a statistician. But they also do the SWDB website, so it's always cool when Parker's out in public here in the area because people can just kind of thank him for that. And Rebel Trader, of course, hosts a lot of events. You can check out their YouTube channel, but thanks to them, we were able to get that stream physically going there that day. So always great to see them. Big fans of theirs, and love that we're just, a couple of Oregon content creators. Now, for me, I took the same deck I took to the Dallas PQ with one little tweak. And I really enjoyed my deck. I took Bossk Green. Some people are probably wondering why take Bossk Green when it's not a tier 1 deck. And it's just because I'm not sure how often I'm going to play Bossk after season 0. I love Bossk. I had a lot of fun with him. He did the job well. He can handle a lot of different decks. Where he's going to struggle with sometimes is always going to be some of the Han yellow leaders, old Hans, but he can take care of young Han. Sabine isn't too much of a problem. You can run into a lot of good situations against control, whether it's Palpatine or Kira, because this deck is a very strong mid-range tempo deck. There are easy ways to beat it, but if your opponent's not experienced in playing Bossk, they're probably going to feed you a little bit and go into it. I had a great time playing this. It's definitely going to retire the deck here for me. But taking this to 2 PQs and store showdowns, I just have a lot of fun, especially playing an off color or off aspect card like Death Trooper, one a lot of people don't expect. But how you can see how well I did here. I went 4-3 this time, a lot better than what I did, or one win better than what I did in the Dallas PQ. And ultimately, I was very happy with this. Now, could I have done better? Possibly, but my matchups were pretty hard. Let's take a look. Overall, I had to go Boba Yellow, which was a very tough match, probably my favorite match of the game. I will share this quick story about it. In game 1, my opponent gets me all the way down to 24 life. I was playing ECL. They were playing a standard 30 card base, and I just needed to essentially overwhelm them. I have 4 units on the board. I think I have like a Kylo Ren, I have Bossk, I have someone else out, I have a Ruthless Raiders in the space arena. My opponent he gets the initiative, starts first, plays Crafty Smuggler. And I'm just like, okay, I don't care, right? There's nothing on the board that's going to happen here. It's exhausted. I should be able to win, no problem. I swing on the base, and I'm closer to killing my opponent. My opponent plays Final Showdown. Final Showdown. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Final Showdown, it says you can untap all your units that are exhausted in an arena. So they do. They untap the Crafty Smuggler, and that is essentially game for them. My opponent is trying to Final Showdown me with a Final Showdown and getting that one piece of damage, knowing I cannot deal with the shield and the Crafty Smuggler in one turn. So not easily. That's true. Nothing on the board. I can't overwhelming barrage it. I don't have any defeat events. This is going to have to be something that can do 2 instances of damage. How can I do that? Well, I knew I had Vader in hand. I play my Vader. I'm going to look at the top 10 cards, and I have 2 things I'm looking for: Death Trooper or Dark Trooper. So a Trooper. I ended up pulling the Death Trooper. I saw the blue right there. It's one of my favorite things about having Death Troopers in there is like you just know exactly where they are. As soon as you pick up those 10, you see the blue and you just slam that down, deal 2 damage to the smuggler, have Vader clean it up with the ambush attack. Boom, take down the opponent. We move on, play a couple other tight games, but that was probably my favorite game of the day. He was excited to play Final Showdown. He loved how close it was. I enjoyed it. But man, the pressure was on playing a local player who I know is good with the Boba Yellow deck. I then have to get stuck in a Han Yellow deck. Again, this Han Yellow is not a easy deck to beat, and it's not an easy deck to pilot. I knew the opponent, another local player who had the Han Yellow. I know he was good. It all came down to them just not having the right cards, and I knew that. Han Yellow usually can do well with a mid range or mid level draw. If you don't get anything like crazy, you're still pretty good. If you draw the nuts with Han Yellow, I'm clearly not going to do well unless you make a clear mistake. And I just kind of got lucky that my opponent did not have the right answers at the right time, and I was able to get through them. Move on to Han Green. Similar situation. I have a little bit more room to kind of dance around here. I did have to get through one match of my opponent dropping two home ones on me, but again, was able to get through that thanks to some ruthless raiders and some timely interventions and making sure some things just happen accordingly the way I needed it. After 3 rounds, I'm feeling good. I'm I am climbing to the top. I'm sitting at table one. My opponent declines to go to the stream at this time, which is completely fine, especially because I did lose against Boba Green. I had a great time playing them though, but it was my first loss of the day. I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. So by the time we got to the second match, after a couple mistakes, I realized I needed more of the time for a break for myself. It's been 4 or 5 hours since I've eaten. I'm just going to go take the break, refresh, have some water, have some food, and set myself up. Well, the rest of the day was Bobas. So I got another loss from a buddy of mine. I got another loss from a buddy of mine. People who knew my deck pretty well. One literally got to see my deck list the night before. And then I got to go fight another Boba Yellow. So 4 Boba Yellows all day, 5 Bobas total in Han. You know, the matchups I'm really always trying to dodge with this deck really are the yellow leaders like these. But again, I was happy with this. Very happy. You know, I would take something like this, no problem here. Again, I really enjoyed Bossk, and that's it. You know, I'll take it. Now, the winner of this event was Jasper Ryden. He is a local player here in the area, and I'm just so proud of him. Yes, it was a Boba Yellow that won. No surprise there, I'm sure, but overall, that was really cool. Congrats to Jasper for taking it. It's always great to have a local player win, and it was great to see how many people made it to the top 8, whether they were from Portland or further up north near Seattle, Olympia, Tacoma, those types of things. Overall, the event was really great. I'm looking forward to the next one here in the area. Shout out to everyone who came by to just chat with me or catch up if we haven't talked since other big events like 5Ks and 2Ks. But it was really happy to meet a lot of people, make some more connections. You know, I handed out a lot of unlimited power initiative tokens to people. If you didn't get one, please come find me. Happy to get you one if you're in the area. But yeah, it was a great time, and I cannot stress enough how awesome the Portland scene is for Star Wars Unlimited players. And I'm looking forward to the next PQ hosted, hopefully by a couple other stores here in the area, to just deliver a same quality experience. So that's it. Thanks everyone for watching. Looking forward to hear stories from your own PQ or store showdowns. Let me know how it went in the comments below. Or if you saw any fun, interesting decks, anything like that. Thanks again. Have a great weekend. Be excited for the pre-release, and may the force be with you.